exciting. Hi everybody, welcome to Kill Tony. Everyone, make some fucking noise, you live audience. Half energetic crowd. Sort of lazy after a big holiday weekend. I have a broken chair. It's a broken chair. It's completely broken. Josh, why do I... It's like a, what is this, like the Just for Laughs prank show or something? Put out the broken chair. Hi everybody. Thousands and thousands watching on Ustream right now. We just got back from doing sold out Kill Tonys in Pittsburgh and Columbus. Yeah. We got back a few hours ago. Doing Kill Tonys in Columbus. We found some fun talents and had a lot of fun with meeting people on the road. Met a ton of hilarious comedians that all have kids so they can never move to a major city to be able to do stand-up comedy. Yeah. So sad. Like, the better the comedian was, like 30, 40, 50 seconds in, I'm judging him. I'm like, this guy's hilarious. He must have like 3 kids. Because if you're really funny there, you're trapped in a city like Pittsburgh or Columbus only because of kids. Nothing else could possibly keep you there. So that was interesting to see.
I met a lot of sad strippers, 4 different strip clubs in 3 days. It was great. Yeah.
I feel like those strippers met a lot of sad guys in those days too. Anybody at a strip club during those days of the year, it's not going to be, it's a lot of fake happiness going on there.
A lot of pregnant strippers in Ohio. I guess that's
really?
Yeah, there's 2. I saw 2 pregnant strippers.
Yeah, probably comedians who have for their boyfriends. So boyfriend comedians that are funny. The unfunny people have no kids. I couldn't say you should move to New York or LA and do stand-up comedy. All the good ones have kids. Here we are, we're back.
We might not be awake today.
Yeah, I was more rested coming back from Australia last week than I am from this Columbus. We had a shitty layover in Phoenix. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Our promoter bought bad tickets. Just kidding, I love you, Jason. Fuck. Anyway, guys, I made it weird. So here we are, another fun Monday. We always, oh, hello, Ryan J. Ebelt, the house artist. Look at him over here, he's all lit up. He draws every single episode. He draws the deck, draws it all. Jamie Vernon in the back on the HD camera. Josh Martin running around somewhere.
Dave Deary embarrassing himself.
Yes, that crazy guy, self-proclaimed crowd warm-up of this show. I don't know, he just runs on stage and starts yelling things sometimes, I guess. But we have 2 great guests, as always. Unbelievable comedians. I always have 2 of the funniest people in the world. Put your hands together for them. It's Moshe Kasher and Josh Adam Meyers. Moshe Kasher, fresh off of Netflix specials and Comedy Central things. Josh Adam Meyers just performed at Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
At the New York Comedy Festival. So, we're in the fucking game. Josh, this is your first time on the show. Welcome, buddy.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Josh and I worked the grind together for years.
Oh, yeah? You guys used to suck dick for money?
Yeah, that's it.
That's definitely what that sounds like. Huh?
Definitely.
He handled the balls. I was a shaft, man.
That's right. We were a 2-part band. Everybody knew we would get the whole thing, full body wax type of thing. All right. Welcome back, Moshe Kasher.
Thank you.
What's going on with you? How's everything? Just got married. Congratulations
Just got married?
to the
That's
lovely
good.
Natasha Leggero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Comedy superpower, fucking unbelievably hilarious couple.
Yeah, I was kind of upset because, Jordan and Chelsea just got engaged, and all of the publications in Hollywood were like, the funniest couple in all of Hollywood, and I was like, I wanted to write a sternly worded letter to the editor.
Yeah.
Forgot about me.
Exactly. So welcome back. We're going to have fun. Over 40 comedians all lined up in the fire hazard back hallways and the upper gullets here. All signed up for the chance to do 60 seconds on this stage and then talk to us afterwards about anything in the world. Maybe we make fun of them. Maybe we help them with a joke. Maybe we just meet them and find out their compelling story. Anything can happen, and it can happen at any random time because their names are all in the bucket. If I pull your name out of the bucket, you got 60 seconds. You know your 60 seconds is up when you hear the sound of a kitty. Aww. That means wrap it up then, or else you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear. Wow. God, really loud. Okay. Okie
That
dokie.
sound effect just
Yeah.
gets louder and more
Yeah.
aggressive every time I come here.
Every time.
It's because of the gay agenda. They're getting bolder and stronger.
It's true.
I put a stop to it.
It's true. They added protein into the shakes at the WeHo Greens place in Sweetser in Santa Monica.
This is what gay men need: is more protein.
It's funny because it's true. I actually go there and I do get the protein shake.
Oh.
It's a good
Least
place.
surprising
What's that place
thing.
on Santa Monica and Sweetser called? Earth Bar. Oh, it's ridiculous. All right, I pulled the name out of the bucket. This is one of our favorite people. He gets pulled out of the bucket a lot. Such a funny fucking guy. He's from the South. What you're about to see is real. One of our favorite young rising comedians. Put your hands together. New 60 Seconds from Eric Carter, everybody.
Yeah!
I am from the South, and I have to say it's fun having a Southern accent in L.A. It makes it easy to scare the shit out of people. But this old twang can get you in trouble, too, especially when I abbreviate raccoon. When I was in college, I was a bounty hunter. That's not a bit, it's a true story. I was a bounty hunter for 2 years for my uncle. He was a bail bondsman. But I took small cases. It usually involved chasing meth heads through the woods. That'll be one hell of a video game. Your inventory is a Ford F-150, a 38, a can of Skull, a pack of cigarettes, and fuck. But your obstacles will be you have to catch the meth head, you got to fight the trash on the creek, you got to shoot snakes, but I want to have it on like Super Nintendo. It's going to be like low quality. It ain't going to be...
Wow, you're really disappointed in yourself this episode. The funniest part was when you messed up.
I know. It was a perfect punchline of that joke.
That's what I thought.
And
was
fuck.
the punchline.
I got some of my skull, my cigarettes, and my fuck.
Yeah, I think it works.
it.
I think keep it just like that.
Oh, please.
I love that. I'm so glad that you could take a break from your shift at Circuit City to come.
Circuit City. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It's a little inside old school reference, but you all get it. I got a big pop. It's a Circuit City crowd. I had a feeling. I'm coming fresh from Ohio today, people. I know that I can connect with the Midwest. All right.
I really enjoyed your set. I think it's just your accent. Anything that comes out of your mouth is just brilliant.
They should have you you should be the guy that tells people that they have like cancer or that they're dying or something like that. Because coming out of your mouth, it's great. Like, I got some bad news for you. And you're like, well, what is it, Eric?
You got, the problem is, you got a lymphoma in your left node and also a fuck.
Yeah, man, you'd be the bearer of bad news. That could
Sorry,
be.
man.
You're also
you
the-
got cancer.
There you go. Yeah,
You're also the bearer of bad shoes, by the way. Those are
Oh
terrible.
my God!
Legitimately terrible
Oh my
shoes.
God! What grave did you rob to get those? What innocent corpse is laying there with no shoes on?
I mean, the problem is you're funny, so it's hard to make fun of your act, but luckily you've given us a lot of other stuff to make fun of.
These were my granddaddy's shoes. The part of his coffin was closed during the calling hours. I opened it up, took his shoes.
Well, I see you trying to come up with something to say about me. I can see that hungry look in his eyes. He's looking over at me. What is it? Some maritime? Something about sucking dick? Too hipstery? What do you got? I've heard it
I was
all.
going to say my shit kickers are at the shoe doctor right now. They got a whole...
I gotta say, as a Jewish American, hearing someone with that accent say anything about shit kickers definitely scares me a
My
lot.
boots got cancer. I had to send him to the shoe doctor. They got about 6 weeks to live.
Anyway, this fast-talking Jew said something about my shoes, so I put on my shit kicker and did me a hate crime.
I got one pair at the shoe doctor. I got one pair at the shoe police department. They got in trouble. They got a mind of their own. Those sandals of mine.
Shit.
They're in the Santa Monica Police Department right now, locked up. I used to be bail bondsman. Was gonna get them out.
Hey,
It's
so
true.
why are the cars on the cinder blocks? I've never understood that.
novelty, yard decoration.
You're
Oh,
funny,
man.
dude. I mean, that's
Totally.
Yeah, you're funny.
How long have you been out of what is it, Mississippi? Right?
I left last year.
Fuck yeah. And I
Well,
mean,
actually, I take it back. I was in North Dakota working in the oil field.
Oh,
So
surprise, surprise.
I was a roughneck.
Yeah,
a
wow.
roughneck. All right.
How long have you been doing stand-up for?
Almost 4 years.
And what sect of the Klan are you affiliated with?
What's a sect? Is that wait, no, I know there's 60 of them in a minute, right? 66.
You know what, dude? You're gonna be making so much money so soon. That's what. Don't you feel that? Like as soon as somebody discovers you and you like hone your. I mean, you're pretty honed. I bet you have like a pretty good act when you're not slumming it here at the. Right?
Oh, yeah, it's usually just top notch. I just didn't bring my A game. I thought I did.
Right,
but-
you've been on a lot of times, and you've always done good with your 60 seconds. And even when you bomb, it's so eloquent.
No, and I didn't mean to say it was shitty, but you know the fact that you said "fuck" in the middle of one of your jokes meant to me he probably hasn't rehearsed this one a whole lot. So I'm saying with your like,
No, you're right.
With
I
your
ain't gonna argue.
Yeah, you can't argue with a Jew. I own the legal system, but according to your belief system. Anyway, don't you think he's going to be like making more money than all of us soon?
Yeah, totally. He's the Larry, the more basic cable guy. Like it's like you could be Larry, the internet guy. You could be there at that.
Larry can't yet afford a label guy.
Set up punchline, your accent, you win. Seriously,
Right.
It's that easy.
I
with
mean,
you.
because you're a combination of very successful people. Like you are a perfect combination of Jeff Foxworthy and one of Jeff Dunham's puppets. And not exactly sure which one, but you have a lot of energy, and you can hit that mainstream hard because there are a bunch of idiots out there that just eat that shit up. You know what I mean? Oh, it got quiet on that part? All right, fuck you guys. I was in Ohio today. I saw those morons. I'm from there.
Who are you voting for? Sanders. Of course I'm going Sanders. Feel the burn, brother.
Yeah, that's a good question. I like that. I'm guessing you're a big Ben Carson fan. Am I right?
No.
Eric?
No, I was. I know I want to get crucified for this, but I was backing Rand Paul, but he ain't got a chance. So I want to vote for these nuts.
Oh, you're voting for these nuts? All right, man.
Wow.
Way to have some integrity. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got to get back to Mississippi and vote. I ain't registered out here.
I bet you're not.
What do you? How do
I'm only registered for sex offenders out here.
the DMV? I don't even know what that is.
I gotta knock on all my neighbors at Hollywood Highland.
Yeah, he's like, I brought some fat back down to the registrar, but they do things differently here in California.
You had me at fatback. Oh,
You're funny,
shit.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Eric Carter, so much fun as
Eric
always.
Carter.
There he goes, everybody. I love a plain red polo. He's obviously going to go coach a
Circus
high school
City.
football team right now. He's on Twitter at CallMeEC, all one word. So for those of you listening to the show via the internet.
Hey, yeah, and for those of you listening that check out in the middle of the episode, come see me at the Punchline in San Francisco, December 9th through the 12th.
Yeah,
sorry,
absolutely.
Tony. I'm pre-plugging so that I can post-plug. I mean, I'm a Jew. I got to get paid somehow.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. San Fran, December 9th through the 12th. Anything you want to plug?
December 14th at the Lyric Theater here in Los Angeles. Goddamn Comedy Jam with Sarah Silverman, Burt Kreischer. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Couldn't
Hey,
get
nobody said when I said I was going to be in San Francisco.
We saw your act, motherfucker.
You got black and mean all of a sudden. You were so supportive when that racist was on stage, but now I'm trying to make my money. We saw your act, motherfucker. Welcome to 211.
I pulled another name out of the bucket. This looks like a new name. Always love that. So let's give a warm welcome to Ron Taylor.
Ron Taylor.
RT.
All right, what's up? I live in a van. This shit is hard. You know you're doing bad in life when you wake up to a ticket on your house. Every day I see white women walking their dogs, and I realize I just want to be successful so I can live as freely as a white woman's dog. Like, they don't worry about shit, literally. They have other people pick it up. I'm from Detroit. A lot of places you got to wear a dress code, and it's fucked up because it don't be a dress code as much as it is a list of shit young black people wear. Like, no hats, no jerseys, no ball caps, no tennis shoes. Just say it. No niggas. I get it. So you know where the fuck we at, Detroit? I can't wear no loafers in here. I need traction. I need gym shoes. I'm gonna need to take off. Get rid of the metal detectors, then I put on some Stacey Adams. Till then, fuck you. All right, that's it. I'm Ron Taylor.
That's it. Exactly a minute. Boom. Ron Taylor, you're hilarious. How long you been on stand-up in Detroit?
It'll be 6 years in January.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you,
Good.
brother.
Funny.
Shows.
Thank you.
There's got to be something in that the Detroit thing, the transition into why you live in your van is because you're from Detroit, and in Detroit that's considered a 2-bedroom house or something like that.
Yeah. An upgrade.
Yeah.
Motor City.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Funny.
Actually, that's true because cars actually cost more than half the houses in Detroit. So, yeah.
Why do you live in your van?
I'm poor.
You live in the van in Detroit, or you live in the van
Out
here?
here.
Oh, 2 white guys. Sorry, why would a person live in a van when they make houses in the hills? I don't. Are you a free spirit, or is it an adventure thing?
Well, where do you keep the shower in this van?
No, I'm just poor, and then I go to LA Fitness and take showers, and go to Rouse and take shits.
Wow.
Why Ralph?
That's crazy.
That's a great plan,
Love
dude.
that.
That is great.
Yeah.
I'm sure LA Fitness
you're
appreciates
homeless.
that.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's real homeless people out there, but
No, you're really homeless. You are. But you look good.
But
That's
you're
important.
But you're
Right.
not vanless, and that's
Right.
what's most important.
Yeah, what kind of van?
it's a E150.
It's a Ford.
Yeah,
Somebody
Ford,
just went,
yeah.
yeah. That's a van you want to live in right there.
Looks like you might have a potential roommate back there. He sounds excited. 2-bedroom minivan.
Yeah, that's a good. You could even say something like that. Like I had to kick my roommate out. Something about like a hitchhiker or
That's
something.
funny. Yeah. I have had a roommate for like 2 days, Trey Stewart, but fuck him.
Fuck Trey Stewart. No, fuck Trey Stewart for real. I hate that guy, man.
Fuck Trey
Yeah.
Stewart.
Maybe it's like I had to kick my roommate out, but then I had to have him sign the pink. I had to have something about your dad signing the pink slip over to you. Basically, I don't know.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
not.
No.
Yeah.
I fuck with
And there might also be something funny and maybe but it's nice. Like sometimes you park it in the hills, and you
Hills
feel, and it
view.
makes you feel rich until you forget to put the e-brake on, and then you're and then you're back.
Actually, now you say that, I actually think the interaction that we had is pretty much a done joke, which was you say I live in a van, and you say I told a white guy that, and he was like, "Why do you live in a van?" And you're like, "Motherfucker, I'm poor."
Yeah.
And then you could do my act out, which got a great response. I'll give that to you. I think that's a joke, though. I do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna be homeless much longer, man.
No, that's
you're,
true.
you're really
No.
funny. Like your whole act from top to bottom is like you even knew when you like. It's not saying you knew it was 60 seconds, but you were just like, boom, I think I'm done. This was
It's
perfect.
true,
Everything
and
was
you,
perfect.
and you never know.
Appreciate it.
Carmichael Show season 2 might add a little brother out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Gerard, we found your little brother. He's
Wow. Way to give dreams to the young black comics of America. And you never know, you might be able to get a job on one show.
on that,
There's
on
one
that
show,
one, on that one show you guys.
the one black show, on the black
Yeah.
show.
No.
Hey, do you have a job?
No, man.
Are you
Not
looking
yet.
for a job?
Yeah, shit, yeah.
I mean, so you're like out there pounding the pavement or whatever, and then
Well, barely, man, because like back in Detroit, I didn't have to work. I just did comedy and made money. But
Right.
Now I'm
You ever-
bottom of the barrel again. So
right.
I gotta find some job, but we'll see.
And where do you park your van?
Wherever I run out of gas.
I'm sorry, what's your neighborhood? No, but where do you
Where
usually
are your
park it?
location right now? Like where are you
So
parked?
all right, there's like a Ralph's on Sunset,
Uh-huh.
and then I just park between there. So when the sun come up, like it don't turn my van to an oven. So I gotta park in shade.
Right. Hey, I relate to the don't want to be in an oven situation. Our people have struggled enough, right?
Yeah.
I might be able to. I might-
when Hitler used to stack the Jews in those E150s, and
Yo, I think I might have a job for you. Would you sell donuts for a living?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Shit.
I have a friend who's opening a donut place. You're so funny. I want to make you employed, because what I see happen is that sometimes people come to LA and then they struggle for a minute and then they just bounce, especially if they live in a place that you can just turn the ignition on and move back to Detroit without leaving your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, thank you, man. I'm with it, brother. Like, I listen to your podcast, man.
Oh yeah,
like,
of course you do.
like,
Yeah.
Every day, cause I don't have TV, so all I can do is like listen to shit. So I'm with it, man.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it's funny, right?
Well, that's great. Look at that. The
Very
dream's
funny.
coming true. Jobs at donut shops, guys. That's the type of crazy stuff that can happen on.
But it's just because
Still
I want
funny.
him to keep doing comedy.
No, I
you know?
love
I
that.
don't think of you as a donut man. I just want you to do donuts until you can become the comic you're supposed to be.
Can you bring your house Friday to the Ice House and do the Death Squad show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom. Dreams are coming true.
Wait,
This guy just got a gig and a job.
Wait, what if he was like, nah, man, sorry, I can't make it. That would have been the best. I have an appointment at LA Fitness.
Yeah.
Have you fucked in the van yet?
Not here, no.
Not here.
Did you drove?
Where did you fuck in the van? Like in Detroit?
Oh, in Detroit, yeah.
Because you had a house
Yeah.
as well.
It's fun to fuck in a van as an option, not as a necessity.
Right. Damn. Good.
So you have a house in Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right.
It's just, like you said,
Ford
man,
Fiesta or
Right, that'd be funny if he had a Ford Fiesta in Hawaii, you know? It's like, oh, I have a summer home, of course.
Yeah. You know what you could do is you could pick up chicks out here in LA. What you do is you just, you take them on a little date, cheap date, and then you just pull in front of a nice big house. And you're like, you know what, let's just sit outside for a little bit. I have my sister over right now, she's hogging up the whole place. She's awake with her kids. I'm letting them play inside. But you say we just hang out here in the car and talk a little bit. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's a good
she's
idea,
like, that's so cool you live in that mansion. Hey, why is there a
It's
month worth of dirty laundry here, though?
And why are there 17 boxes of donuts in the back?
And why is Red Band sleeping there?
Unbelievable. Ron, what else? What do you do for fun?
I just
Is
chick
it-
pussy for right now, man.
How's that going for you?
down the street in your house?
No, I almost fucked the day of Black Friday. I almost fucked.
Oh, yeah, congrats. That's your day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did it almost go down? Where were you?
I was
You were-
I was in her apartment. And,
Wow.
hello,
You just started freaking out about the luxury. You didn't play it cool. It was a bad look.
Whoa, where do you keep your steering wheel in this place?
He's like, wait, what is this? What's this metal thing that if you turn the knob, the water comes out of it?
Yeah, do you cook on your cigarette lighter, one noodle at a time or something like that?
What? One Totino's pizza roll, just gotta put it back in.
No, I've got like a little camper stove in there with a butane little stove, and I
Fuck
just
yeah.
cook shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, don't burn yourself in a fire before Friday night at the Ice House.
I know, man.
Because that sounds like quite the hazard you have. Maybe park in front of a fire station before you cook a meal.
Yeah.
But I want to know, where'd you meet this girl that you got all the way back to her apartment?
Well, on Thanksgiving, I cussed her out and told her some shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Charming young man.
Hell yeah.
He's abusive and lives in a van?
Yeah. On Thanksgiving, I told him about it, but I cussed her out because her titties kept coming out. And
Oh, I gotta
Why
hate
would
that.
you cuss her out if her titties
Yeah.
kept coming out?
it made,
And she's not mad that you're living in a van. Like,
Yeah.
it made everybody uncomfortable.
Who's this
where were you
everybody?
at dinner?
Yeah.
Like at Thanksgiving dinner in the van?
No. I got invited
You
over
had
another
friends
comedian's
over.
place.
At
It's
the,
just she
where
was-
were you at? At the Laugh Factory?
No. She was.
Yeah, there's an email that's like, Jamie likes to host an annual Thanksgiving titty viewing. If you want to come by, you have to be pretty into comedy to even get that.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah, she's just very comfortable being half naked, and I said if they come out, I'm gonna look. She laughed and then invited me over the next day, and almost fucked her, but I had a show to do, so I left.
That's when you cancel the show.
You
I can't.
Dude, you live in a van.
Yeah.
You should take whatever pussy you can get.
Yeah, you need to. That's a house.
No, I think you live in a van. You should take whatever gigs you can get, so you can get some money, so that you can get an apartment, so that you can get ever more pussy. You know, a poor man, give a man a fish, he will eat for a day.
Right.
Give a man a gig, he will get pussy for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
That's true. That is
That
true.
was the idea. That was the thought. So yeah.
I have a feeling you're going to be getting a lot of pussy, and you'll be out of the van
I
very
think-
soon.
Yeah.
I like now the inspirational thing for the other guys, like, you're going to get a lot of money, you're really going to be successful, and someday your dick will get wet. It will be wet again.
Maybe take your time though. Maybe don't just go straight to apartment. You know, maybe add a nice trailer hitch to the back of the van at some point. You know, make it a
Yeah, do you ever treat yourself to like a U-Haul?
Yeah.
No.
You know, turn that party into a 2-bedroom. You know what I mean?
No. I've got the hookup for it, but fuck that. No.
Storage facility?
No, I just treat myself to buffets, man. That's it. When I get $20, I go eat crab legs. That's it.
Ah, I like
wow.
that.
There you go.
That's a
Man,
true-
you really are black. That is
Yeah,
so
I was
good.
gonna say, yeah.
He's
That's
living in a van,
Yeah.
but still has to have a crab leg once in a
Totally.
while. That's beautiful.
That's Detroit for you right there. I
Yeah,
love
man.
that.
It's fun.
So, how long you been out of there?
I've been out here for about a month. I've been living in the van for about a month.
Wow, you're so fucking funny,
Thank you,
and
man.
this is gonna be one of those fun times that we all look back on and say we saw that hilarious guy talking about living in a van.
Yep.
Appreciate
Because
it.
you got it. Don't
Yeah.
give up.
Very funny. Yeah, very
Thank
good.
you, thank
Ron
you.
Taylor, everybody, there,
There
he
you go,
goes.
man.
He's on Twitter at Comedian Rant. Catch him at the Ice House on Friday, and catch him at the new donut shop, which I'm guessing is in Los Feliz.
It's in Silver Lake. It's a no. It's better. It's way better than you think. It's called the Donut Farm. It's a vegan, organic donut shop.
Of course it is.
His
my
friends,
course it
friends
is.
in Detroit are gonna find out he's working there and kill him.
No, don't come back to the D. It's not good for you here right now. We heard about the donuts, man.
Yo, man, he's sold out. He's working at a vegan donut shop in Silver Lake. Pulled another name out of the bucket. Put your hands together for Lou Varam.
What's up? Yo, so statistics are crazy. Do you guys know that 1 out of every 2.5 men has AIDS? It's true. I have a girlfriend. I'm as surprised as you guys are. But she's Canadian, and our relationship's a lot like Canada. It doesn't matter at all. At all. Like, I can cheat on her whenever I want. It's amazing. Actually, I'm kidding about that. I'm a good person. I've been cheated on. It sucks almost as much as my ex does. But yeah, I'm half Jewish, which is weird because I'm a grammar Nazi. And I don't want to get too personal with you guys, but I'm going to, so fucking deal with it. I was in bed with my girlfriend the other night, and I was fingering her clit. And she whispered in my ear, "You finger my clit so good."
Whoa! Whoa, there's
So
the bear.
close.
All right, you want to
Shit.
finish it? What did she whisper?
She whispered in my ear, "You finger my clit so good," and I said, "Well."
All right, whoa. That one's for you podcast listeners.
What was that Canadian joke about? You completely lost me there. You're
Can
like,
I just tell you, before we get into even the Canadian joke, I have to say, I absolutely love the fact that with 60 seconds to work, you took a break 30 seconds in to just spew hatred about this ex-girlfriend. I mean, no real punchlines there at all.
Yeah,
You
what-
just
what
really
was-
started hoping and gambling that she's listening to this on Ustream right now.
What was the reason for that? Well, I think we missed the joke there because you compared her to Canada, and then you started going off on Canada or something
You
like
said
that, and then
Canada doesn't matter.
I followed it. It just it wasn't.
What's that
It
one
wasn't
thing?
funny. It wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But it was. You had good stuff at the beginning. I thought, right? The first
Yeah.
couple things were
That was
good,
great.
and then
Yeah.
all that fat in the middle was like, you were trying to say it didn't matter, but then you cheat on her, but then you don't cheat on her because you're actually a good person. And then I was just like, but then you didn't get to your punchline at the end with the grammar joke, which is a real joke. So I would just say, cut that stuff out, stuff it inside, all that emotion you have. You know what I mean?
I had a feeling like you at first were like, yeah, I cheat on her all the time. And then you were like, wait, this bitch listens to podcasts. No, she's awesome. I've never cheated.
Yeah. So what's the story?
With my ex or with my girlfriend currently?
How long have you been with your current girlfriend?
5 months.
And did you get into that right after the ex, or did you take a little break?
Short break.
Really short break.
Like 6 months.
Oh.
I would actually say that there were 2 moments that I felt dissatisfied. No, I'm not. I'm
The first 30 seconds and the second 30 seconds.
No, because no, it's just that like there were 2 things that were really good setups. Like my girlfriend is from Canada, and our relationship is exactly like Canada. And then I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. Well, how? And then it was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, okay, that's funny-ish. And then it didn't. And then the grammar Nazi thing, I wanted a grammar joke that was about Nazism. Like I wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't get that. Then you just started talking about fingering your girl's clit or whatever.
Yeah.
Which made me think you have never touched a woman's vagina
Right.
before.
Exactly.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. What can you describe it more colorfully for us? What you mean
honestly,
when you're fingering
truthfully?
a clit? Like, did she ever? Maybe you're like, there's a piercing hole there that you're going in and out of, or something like that.
You sure that's not her? That might be
Piercing
her urethra. You might be.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible.
What are you doing there? What's fingering the clit?
You've never finger banged a girl before, Tony?
Yeah, but not their clit.
Yeah, you
The clit. There's a hole. You know, there's a hole, and then another hole, and then another hole, and
I love
then
that,
the clit.
and he's getting attitude with me, by the way. He's about to learn about the woman's vagina right now for the first time in front of a live audience, and he's going, "You never finger banged a girl, Tony? Huh? You little punk." Dude, you don't even know what the difference between the clit and the vagina is. That's impressive.
Tony teaches anatomy on the weekends at Pepperdine.
I love it. Fuck yeah. When I'm not eating Halloween dinner off the shirt you're wearing.
Wait,
Halloween dinner.
Tony, very funny.
I'm very
But
white.
I'm calling bullshit on Halloween dinner.
I was waiting for a
I
joke
co-
about the shirt.
I come from pure white trash. We have Halloween dinner where I'm from. Yeah.
I'm like, just because it's Halloween comes doesn't mean you can't just create a tradition.
Oh no, I haven't. My family does it, and Eric Carter's family. We both have Halloween dinner. You sit down, you deep fry some of the Kit Kats. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whenever I do an Eric Carter impression, I just try to like take my brain into nothingness land and see what words come out.
Yeah, in fact, I don't know why you were leaving aside how weird and gross it was that you said you were fingering her clit. Like, why are you fingering her in that joke? Like, why can't you just be fucking her? Like, I was having sex with my girlfriend the other day. She was, oh, you fucked me so good. I said,
Because I've been lasting as long as JFK in Dallas.
Well, I mean, which time in Dallas? Jesus.
genuinely scared me.
Yeah.
Wait, because you've been lasting as long as JFK in Dallas? I don't get it.
Super topical,
He
first
was-
of all. Some people might say too soon for this.
I was lasting as long as JFK in Dallas, not as long as Clinton in the Oval Office, if you know what I mean. With the cigar in the hoo-ha.
Meanwhile, at Circuit City.
Oh my God. Oh fuck. How long have you been doing stand-up?
9 months.
Fuck yeah, you're
All
about
right.
to come out of the womb any second now.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, and
you
wha-
actually had me on when I was 3 months in, and I tanked. So
I love
Oh,
that.
yeah.
thank you for having me.
But by the way, on your way out of the womb, reach up and finger her clit as
Yeah.
you leave.
I love this. Where are you from, Lou?
Philly.
Philly. And you've been here for 9 months?
I've been here since April, so however long that is.
How long did you do it in Philly?
I did it once, and then I did open
Wow,
mics
you're
across
like,
the country.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Big time.
I'm coming out. Fingering clits and
Hollywood's ready for me.
I'm going straight
wearing
to the
little
big
big
times.
shirts.
Yeah.
How often do you go up?
I generally do 5 to 15 mics a week.
That's good.
Fuck
5
yeah.
to 15.
Yeah.
You're a hard worker, and
That's
I'm not
great.
saying that because you're wearing a employee Big Lots shirt. Big Lots, anyone? Circuit City worked, but Big Lots won't? Where are my Big Lots people at tonight? Come on.
You do 15. You do 15 open mics a week.
I generally try to hit as many as I can. I do extras acting on the side, but when I'm not doing that, when I don't get booked for that, I just hit as many as I can find on the Comedy Bureau.
What could we see you being an extra on? Anything cool?
I was on American Horror Story. That was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. What'd your character do?
I was a reporter.
That's so generous.
I was a reporter. I just
He blinked.
That's accurate, but I was a reporter. I just took down notes. Finn Whitrock. Anybody actually watch the show? He was playing fucking movie star, and I was just writing shit down about him.
Vahram, Vahram. What is that? What
It's
are
actually
you?
my middle name. I'm half Armenian, half Jewish. I'm the
Ooh.
child of 2 genocides.
Yeah.
Do you also live in a van? Because you have a van-looking living look.
Yeah.
You have the guy who lived in a van actually dresses better than the guy.
That's true. That's true.
The guy who lived in the van's
Yeah.
afro was perfect. You look like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I do drugs, and you look better than I would probably say that. I
Thank
fucked
you,
that up.
Josh. I
You're welcome.
appreciate the backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Your look says that you might live in an El Camino or something like that. Something with a
Hey,
hard
you're a
body.
good. He's a good-looking kid. You're all right.
No,
man.
yeah, totally.
Oh.
How old are you, Lou?
23.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be a
you'll be
huge,
good.
huge extra one day. People are gonna be like, "I got a stadium scene to shoot. Where's that Lou Vahram?"
Oh man, I knew him when he passed by the camera real quickly.
Oh
Well,
man,
I want to get my SAG status eventually, but for now it's just extra work.
SAG status.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
got to get that SAG status. You know, once you get SAG membership, you automatically become like a big actor in TV shows.
That's bullshit.
No, it's true. The moment you get the card, they're like, "Right this way," and they open up the door, and then you end up in Philly again.
Lou, what's the creepiest type of porn that you've Googled recently?
Oh Jesus! I watched anal gangbang pretty recently.
That's straight
That's
up
not that
meat and
creepy.
potatoes. Like that's the
That's
first
like
porn.
looking at this, like half the guys in the front row.
Yeah. That's
We're
like
in
you
that
are
video.
in that
Fuck yeah.
I think you'll be fine. I mean, you're 9 months in. You're a baby in this. I mean, it's you know, and you already are developing premises, and I mean, it's just a matter of the confidence on stage, and I mean, you're getting it. So just
Thank
keep
you.
at it. If you hit 15 a week, you know, you will be good within 2 years. You'll have a good solid 5-6 that really kills, and you know, that's what I think. I mean,
Or you hit a bunch of open mics, you waste your life in L.A., you'd never had it to begin with, and you end up just wasting away in L.A., and then eventually you move onto Venice Beach and sell like knickknacks for a living. I mean, there are options.
That's true.
yeah, it's
Listen,
true.
right now I'm just trying to have fun. which
That's
is-
right.
That's good.
what
He's
you like that.
23. You're 23. Like, you have so many years. Like, you can do stand up for 2 years, develop a heroin addiction for 4, go to rehab, come back out, start stand up again, and then relapse.
Yeah.
Do heroin again, and then you'll be 28, 29, and you can still start stand up.
This is funny. This has ceased being us giving you advice about your career and just a polemic about our fear of aging, basically.
Lou, so you currently have a girlfriend. That's been going on for 6 months. Now, what's the story with that? What does she do?
She's a UCLA law student.
Nice.
There you
You're
go.
good.
Wow, look
Yeah.
at that.
You are good.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Keep hitting those open mics. Fuck the extra work. You're good.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Just grab on tight.
Keep it cool,
Don't
dude.
cheat.
Keep it cool.
And do the dishes around of apartment.
Yeah.
You'll
Keep,
be fine.
keep
all
fingering
the
that
time.
clit, dude.
Yeah.
Finger that pussy.
Fucking keep
I will change it
fingering
to
whatever
rubbing.
whatever you're doing is working.
I'll change it to rubbing. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Fingering
no.
the clit. I feel like that's like what would that be
Rub
look like
the
on the
clit.
base? That's like running past first base into the dugout, right? Something like that.
Keep letting her dress you. Just do everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely UCLA fucking law.
Yeah.
Wasn't Finger the Clit on Warped Tour this year?
Yeah. I fucking love it. Lou, what else? Tell us something crazy about you. What do you sneak out and do sometimes? What's like a creepy thing about you? Or a fun hobby or something like that?
Yeah, like
All
what's
right.
the deepest way you've ever betrayed your current girlfriend?
I was actually never gonna say this before, and that's not what I was gonna say. He was saying the creepiest thing about me. The creepiest thing about me is that a girl has a restraining order against me.
Oh! There's no restraining order on writing comedy about it, though, is there?
Huh?
Turns out you're not allowed to be within 500 feet of a girl whose vagina you tore apart in a terrible accident where you...
A fingering accident?
Yeah.
You cut your nails.
Yeah. What happened with the restraining order? Let's get into it. Let's hear a fucking creepy story. I want to see what happens with Lou when he flies off the fucking handles.
You know what's funny, Lou, is like you're new in comedy and you really want to make a good impression. Like Tony's somebody that you're very impressed with and you want him to like you. So you are making a gigantic mistake right now on a podcast talking about your horrifying legal issues. But anyway, what'd you do?
Please, in detail. In detail.
You know what? I figured it's time to bring it out on the table. Fucking.
What better venue than a comedy podcast?
Right.
It was a girlfriend, the ex that I was referring to, had set badly. And it became an abusive relationship.
Yeah. You know what that sound means.
And I tried to keep her from hitting me and shit, and she
was hitting you.
Yeah.
Thank God she was
bad.
hitting him. I was getting so uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, so I got abusive. I mean, basically, the long and short of it is I used to beat the shit out of my girlfriend.
Yeah. But she deserved
And it's about
it.
time for me to talk about that. I got to do me today.
What would she do? Like, what was her thing? Like, would she slap you, punch you, tombstone pile driver? What the fuck are we talking about? Like, would she bust out Undertaker shit on you? Just come in with the bell tolling with her eyes crossed?
She'd walk in and just start fingering your clit against your will.
There was a night she was throwing punches, and I was grabbing her wrist to keep her from doing that. And then she started kicking, and I was like, all right, are you ready to let go? She wouldn't calm down. She was blackout drunk. She had a drinking problem.
Yeah.
I bet you when it was good, though, that pussy was good.
Yeah, buddy.
It was probably real good. You imagine how good it has to be for you to stick around for kicking and punching pussy?
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Mamma mia.
Yeah.
I want to go, but I just can't say goodbye.
But
Yeah.
she asked me to let go, and I said, "Are you gonna hit me?" And she said, "No." So I let go, and she dug in as deep in with her fingernails as deep into my neck as she could. I was bleeding out all over the
Hey,
place.
I respect her honesty. She didn't hit you. She scratched the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That's when you go with
true.
your Mortal Kombat finishing mood. Finger the clit.
That's right.
Finger her! Finger her! And I just went 2 fingers in the clit and ran out like
Is
a
it true that the crazy girl was more fun in bed though? Like, can you confirm or deny that the ex-girlfriend that was crazy is more fun in bed? Like, would she do crazy shit to you? Like what? Like suck on your belly button or something like that?
That's what Tony
I'm
likes.
saying if he fingers the clit, then what's the reverse to that?
She was fun in bed. We choke each other out and shit. That's it.
Choke each other out?
Yeah.
What do you mean, to unconsciousness?
Nah.
What do you think
I
out
think
is?
we're finding out where the restraining order really came from.
He's like, anyway, basically, I was a victim in every single way possible, and then I did like to choke her unconscious from time to time.
It was consensual.
Yeah, so crazy. So why'd she get a restraining order against you?
Well, I guess her parents.
That's the other side of the story. I shot her in the face.
Her parents found out that we'd been having these confrontations, and they decided to put all the blame on me. Shit went bad, and then the school found out. They suspended me. This was at my college, and so then I was just like, I don't want to be anywhere near this.
Right.
I did stand up once in Philly, and then I was like, you know what? I don't even want to be in this city. Dad, I'm moving to LA.
That's fucking awesome. Sometimes it takes a crazy bitch to get your life in order, get you to take chances.
One of the best tools for new comics is the voice recorder app. It's also the best for domestic reasons. So next time that shit happens, you'll be so programmed to click record on your voice recorder app, and it will save your ass in the future.
Wait a
That's
minute.
my
How
domestic
many
violence.
fucking bad experiences have you had?
Who are you talking to?
You.
A lot.
I guess so. You're right. That's just so creepy. Like, the best form of technology to avoid getting trapped up in a case with a crazy woman that accuses you of domestic violence is you go ahead and download the Recording Your Domestic Violence Situations app. It's something I developed. It's now on Death Squad.
It makes a great podcast.
Lou, it was so nice meeting you. Another fun new face. There he is, 9 months in. Lou Varam, everybody. He's on Twitter at Lou Legends. It's all happening here. We're moving slow because the people are so entertaining tonight. Interesting. You guys having fun, live audience? Fuck yeah, you are. Of course you are. Oh, we met this guy for the first time a few weeks ago. Interesting fucking stories from this guy. I can't. This is another one. He's like the New York version of Eric Carter that I just can't believe he's real. Put your hands together for the one and only, second time ever on the show, Stevie Blue Eyes, everybody.
What's up, guys? Guys turned 29. 29. Ugh, I don't like it. My 20s, they're gone. I don't know where they went. From 23 to 27, I was in federal prison. So that ate up a chunk. 23 to 27, it's not that bad a time to miss out on, though. A lot of working, a lot of drinking, a lot of mistakes being made. I know it's a real hectic time because when I got out of prison, I ran into a bunch of my friends. They didn't even realize I was gone. I don't get along with my parents now after this whole fiasco. When I got arrested, they refused to help me out with a lawyer. So I went to a worse prison I should have for a longer amount of time. It's all right, though. I'm going to get them back. The time comes, I'm sending them to the shittiest, rapiest nursing home ever, guys. Guys, I'm Stevie Blue Eyes. Thank you.
Boom. A new 60 seconds.
In and out.
Stevie Blue Eyes.
How long?
60. Right on the mark.
Right on the mark, but you did that mic thing. You struggle with the mic for the exact amount of time to be able to do your joke, and I respect that. That was cool.
Why do I have a feeling like your sex move is drop kick the clit?
The clit sleeps with the fishes.
Yeah. Fucklit about it.
Fucklit about it?
Fucklit about it.
It became Yiddish. So you really were in prison?
Yeah, I was.
That's cool, man. That I thought that was I thought there was even a tighter way to say it. Like, I don't know where my 20s went. Well, I don't know. Maybe yours was perfect actually because it had your attitude in it. But I kind of liked just the idea. Like, I have no idea where my 20s went. I was in federal prison from 23 to 27. So yeah, I do. Or something. I don't know. Forget it.
Why were you in? Why were you in federal prison?
I had a drug trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy charge.
What were you selling?
Marijuana, OxyContin.
OxyContin from New York? Get out of here. You are the epitome of guy from New York. This is so good.
I'm from Boston.
Oh, Boston guy. Yeah, that's what I meant. I have a really sharp view of East Coast generalities, basically.
Did you see the movie, what's the gangster movie?
Whitey Bulger guy?
Yeah. Black Mass. He was, a part of that was like based off of him.
Yeah. You got a good thing going, man. I feel like it just like feeds itself, you know what I mean? It's hard, like, it's such a rare thing when somebody's vibe is funny, it's like like just the way you were saying stuff, it was just like, so it wouldn't be funny if another dude was saying it, which is like really, I think that's good.
I guess that's what I meant, like when I was saying like a New York version of Eric Carter, even though you're from Boston, like it's just like I feel like you know who you are, and you're also like Eric Carter in that like, it's just a complete thing. Like a lot of the things that you say don't have to even be particularly well written, and it can still be hilarious from your timing and cadence.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to insult you.
No, none of us insult you. By the way, none of us insult you at all. We're all like, we really
you have much better skin than Eric Carter.
We think you're awesome, and like in every way, if there's anything actually, you know what? That guy in the van, you don't have a job anymore. If you need a job, like anything you need, really.
Yeah, we got we have. He shot extra holes in the donuts, folks.
You know what's so cool about you? is that you chose the one job that will not in any way be affected by the fact that you went to prison. It's so dope. The comedy's so dope. Like it's not a black mark. It's the opposite of a black mark. It's like the best thing you could have is like, this dude went to fucking prison. I want to hear more. I want to give him more money. I'm a Jew. All I think about is money all day long.
I'm pretty sure Joey Diaz has killed a few people, and he advertises it on his podcast.
Yeah,
so,
great. Yeah.
I mean, do you have more material about being in jail?
Oh,
That's
I
something
have,
I think people would love to hear that if you could make that funny. I mean,
yeah. Well, I was just on the Fighter and the Kid podcast talking for like 2 hours about my jail experience.
Yeah, you stuck around with us the first time you were on this show a few weeks ago and told us a bunch of crazy stories. Like he's like the real deal.
Can I ask a obvious question here? You're dressed pretty much exactly like a drug dealer currently.
Yeah. You look like not only do you deal the drugs, but you also fly them over the border in your own own private plane that you know how to fly and where to land it.
I can tell. I like clothes. I can tell how much you spent on your outfit, and it's not I'm just struggling out of comedy in prison. I'm just a brand new. No, this is like Van Dude. I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
This. Are you still in the game? You don't say that. Don't say that. By the way.
Retired.
Right, retired, but maybe you accidentally, before you went away, hit a few 100,000 under a rock, you know?
Don't answer.
Now, what do you guys think? He has an interesting name. His name is Stevie Blue Eyes. Do you think that's a good name for me?
Thank you for bringing it up because I got distracted by how good you were. I hate your name. I don't. I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
the
what's your
worst.
last name? Like, what's your last name?
Pearson.
What's wrong with that?
Well,
Like, why it's
well, in my federal indictment it says Steve Pearson, a.k.a. Stevie Blue Eyes, because the guy in Black Mass, Gennaro and Julo, he gave me the nickname Stevie Blue Eyes.
Now that I like, right? So it's like, if you get brought up as Stevie Pearson or whatever name you choose that's a real name and doesn't sound like you're doing like 1980s comic view,
Right.
then you say, then you tell me the story that your nickname on the streets was Stevie Blue Eyes because blah, blah, blah. Now I love that. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
But when I don't want to hear it.
I see exactly what you're saying. You can be Steve Pearson and talk about Stevie Blue Eyes, but you can't be Stevie Blue Eyes and talk about Steve Pearson. Nobody wants to hear about that boring fuck.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Even you can become Stevie Blue Eyes in your act. You know what I mean? You can become like Tater Salad, or you can become like you know what I'm saying? Like that's Ron. No, that's Ron White's
totally
thing. It's
agree
like,
with that.
and then he sells these shirts that say they call me Tater Salad. You know, so you can be that. I just would be a real person. When
I just feel like it sets you on like if we're all at 0 when they just announce our names, when they announce your name, you're like -10 like already.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
like, who the
Right.
fuck is Stevie?
Right.
Unless it's Vegas, it might work.
Too, because now it's like everybody knows who's Blue Eye. Like it's like on the East
Who's
Coast,
everybody?
like-
What are you
Yeah,
talking
trust
about?
me.
Hey, I never heard of you until you came
Right.
up right now.
Hey, every
You were
small-time drug dealer in the Boston neighborhood that I grew up in knows me as Stevie Blue Eyes. How am I going to change my
I
name?
can't go back on it now, you know.
No, I would. You're going to make it because you're so interesting and it's funny. And how long have you been doing comedy?
I got out of prison April 30th, 2014.
Yeah, forget
I
it.
started
Even-
right after that, so it's been like a year and a half.
I like that you have your whole calendar is based on when you got out of prison. Everything about you is good. Like you're gonna make it, and that Stevie. Like, who's your favorite comedian currently working that has a name like Stevie Blue Eyes?
Nobody.
Johnny
No,
No Face.
there's
Johnny
nobody-
No
There's
Face.
nobody out there. There's no like Heisenberg doing comedy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
Nobody
that's
goes by their crime name.
Frankie Left Eye.
Frankie Left Eye Lopez.
I got to bring up Left Eye. Oh man, got to bring us down.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stevie, what do you like to do for fun? Because you seem like a fucking classy guy.
Yeah.
I don't think we're that far. I ate Italian fucking pasta all week. I'd imagine that now.
Try
are
his
you-
mom's sauce. It's
are you-
really good.
It's true.
You're not
It's
Italian,
true.
are you?
Brian's been
Yeah,
hearing
I'm
about this
half
sauce all
Italian.
week.
I'm Italian and Swedish.
Pearson. That's that Pearson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that Blue Eyes.
Yeah, I got a clothing sponsor now, Boston Scally Co.
Wait, you have a clothing sponsor?
Yeah, I'm doing things. Things have escalated since the last Kill Tony episode.
I love it. That's what happens. But I'm
Right.
telling you,
Yeah.
it's just the very beginning for you. You know, I don't know whether it was before. You were clearly a smart person, and it seems like I mean,
All right, I wouldn't go that far. Clearly a smart person.
Clearly.
No.
You throw around that clearly a lot.
I think so. And how long you been doing stand up?
Year and a half now.
Year and a half.
But I first did it before I went, like, when I was on trial in my federal case, I did stand
Everything is demarcated from criminal stuff.
During my trial, I went on the stand and did 15 minutes.
I did.
Killed it. Dropped the mic afterwards. They're like, "You're guilty." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
How long you been speaking English, Stevie? Well, before the trial, it was about 23 years, and since the trial, about 2.5 years.
But it was before it was during that time I went up a few times, so I was in kind of comedy mode when I went into prison. So
We all are.
But it helped because you could kind of be in that mode to like recognize bits, a premise, things that are funny you could bring out after. So thank God I was even in that sort of mode to kind of just at least remember.
And you seem like a clean-cut guy. Like, I'd imagine that when you were in prison, you would pick up the soap that other people dropped just to use it to get cleaner while the other guy was getting butt
I
fucked.
looked different. I had a shaved head. I looked different then.
You look different. He's like, I had a shaved head. I used the N-word. I mean, the things are different.
I had my eyes closed.
Because it's true, you have to blend in there with the.
Oh,
I've watched a lot of those shows on MSNBC, so I know about the prison life. You know what I mean? Like I may as well have already spent a few years there.
Yeah, you don't want to stand out. You definitely don't want to.
I think you should change your name to like Stevie Astigmatism. Blue eyes.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want. If you get big on blue eyes, if blue eyes becomes your thing, all of a sudden you're out, you're in Boston visiting the family Christmas time, an icicle comes down, takes out your eye, then you're Stevie Blue Eye.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yo, honestly though, like I would say the first guy's gonna make money. The second guy is going to make it. I don't know about the third guy yet. But you are going to be like a headliner. Like I could see you being like actually a famous person.
Yeah.
It's like you got so much perspective and character. You don't. It's unfair how much character you have and persona you have at the amount of time you've been doing stand up. It's actually disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't like it about you.
And then that's exactly. I think I was getting there, and I got thrown off on a tangent or something. But I get the feeling that your time in prison probably forced you to grow up a lot faster than you would have and know how to control a room.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of those people there are like big and fucking crazy.
I just found myself telling stories and stuff like that in front of them to keep it kind of.
Do you have a podcast? You'd be probably.
No, I think I'm going to get one started. There's a couple people
that owe you favors.
Not only favors.
I know a couple guys in the podcast industry, if you know what I mean. Hey, we got downloads for days.
Hey, call Jimmy Lipson. Get him over here.
Jimmy Lipson. Very good.
Yeah.
That was underappreciated. Very good.
No, a couple
Inside
podcast reference.
A couple people are getting stuff together for
like collecting equipment.
A bigger one.
I love it. The Podfather over here.
Oh, very good. Very good.
You're great, man. Extremely confident. Just the material's going to catch up to the confidence, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
You're confident already at a year and a half.
Because I'm more of a storyteller. So like the minute thing fucks me up every time.
Actually, that was my favorite thing about you. Is it was like I didn't for 1 second feel like you were rushing to get to the punchline, and I was like nervous for you because I know this is a harsh show. But I was just like, damn, it's kind of bold and kind of gangster, and I didn't know yet that you truly were. To just sit back and just get in the pocket and be like, I'll finish when I'm done. It was kind of cool.
Totally. Absolutely. That's an overall lesson for everything. I always feel like, I was on the road. I guess they just did another round of showcases here last week, and they do them now. They mix them right in the middle of the show. All the big headliners do 15 minutes, and in the middle of it, there's like 4 or 5 people doing 5 minutes. And I wasn't here for it, but I was there like 2 ago, and I noticed that most people, they get their 5 minutes, and they may probably have 30, or maybe they have an hour or whatever, and they go in and they try to do 6 minutes in 5 minutes and try to get everything that they can out of them, not realizing that if you take your time, you get your real timing and real cadence, and that's so much funnier sometimes than just being smothered with jokes and words over and over again.
You're literally describing my act right now. It hurts so much, Tony.
It's true, though, because as a comic, sometimes you only have 10 minutes, but you're trying to do a 15-minute set. And you're in your head, you're like, I can get all 15 in, and you just end up ruining the whole 10-minute set.
Exactly.
You should just cut out one of the main chunks.
So, but you're doing great. That's the name of the game. You have a
really
killer charisma. You're
really
unstoppable. Stevie Blue Eyes, everybody.
Thank you.
A.K.A. Steven Pearson. A.K.A. Don't fuck with that guy. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. They must have some old gang beef. This guy's following him. Shit. Stevie Blue Eyes just got shanked.
he dies. We're all like, "You're really gonna make something of yourself. This is great." All of a sudden, the last guy's girlfriend comes, stabs Stevie to death.
Yeah. Oh man, he's gonna be Stevie Blue everything because the blood stops flowing and you turn blue. Remember Blue Eyes every
Joey
time?
Libson was a really good joke. Tony.
That was a good one. Let's reflect on
Oh,
that.
thanks a lot, guys. I pulled another name out of the bucket. This is a very, 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 very funny guy. He had his first appearance just a few weeks ago as well. This is a lucky bucket tonight. This is another good one. I think this is his third time ever on the show. Put your hands together for Darren Davis, everybody.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm from the Valley. We're known for one thing. That's pornos. Well, I kind of get portioned over my pornos when I watch it. I be like, hold up. That's my bus stop where they're picking that chick up. And then I look a little bit deeper. And it's like, wait, hold up. That's the weed shop I get weed from. And it's cool when you go in the weed shops in the Valley. They give you certain new things when it's your first-time patient. Sometimes gives you an extra weed pipe, sometimes extra weed. And if you're cool enough, they'll let you fuck his wife in the back. First-time patients only, though. I wish I was first-time patient all the time. But I'm not. Kind of sucks. But I only smoke weed for one reason, and that's to keep my lips black. You know? Taking blunts to the face every day, just for once. But I started smoking bowls because they make my lungs a little bit cleaner because they blacker than me now. I'm like, this kind of bullshit. I need...
Is there more to that, or is that where it ends?
That's where it ends.
Okay.
I got the cat.
All right, gotcha. Darren Davis.
Yeah, man.
Woo! We had him on the week before on the Death Squad Ice House show. You did great there. Did you have a good set that night?
Yeah, I had a real good set. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun having you on the podcast and everything.
Thanks for having me.
Good job again, man.
Yeah, I would add more to that final thing. You know, it's almost there where, like, you know, you have it. Like, your lungs are blacker than you, you know, but so what are they doing that's blacker than you?
They're
like,
smoking.
Your lungs
Right.
ever give you a mixtape?
Right. Right.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah. They'll try to sell you a mixtape outside of your favorite club or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah, like, you know.
I also
Your lungs are blacker than you. Like, sometimes you'll be at a restaurant and your brain will be like, you want, whatever the, all right, fuck it. And then your lungs are like, no, I want chicken and waffles. That's how black I am. Because I'm his black lungs.
one of the it was funny that we were just talking about rushing because I felt like right after we did that I felt like
Yep.
you were rushing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially that joke about the weed guy. Well, first of all, I'll say I didn't understand the word that you were saying. You said I get very something about the pornos in the Valley.
I get personal.
Personal. They feel personal to me or something. That I didn't understand. I like literally couldn't hear you saying it because you were rushing. And you stepped on that word. But then mostly it was the punchline of he'll let you fuck his wife in the back. First time customers only. It was like you were scared the laugh wasn't coming, and so you jumped to the next punchline. But it's like if you just sit back, hey, you're fucking his wife in the back. And if that doesn't get a laugh, then hey, it wasn't funny. And then you do the next thing. You know, I just felt like you could have taken your time.
I agree. You can still have a lot of energy, that energy that you have, and still in a way take your time in between the jokes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
How long you been doing stand-up?
Almost like a year now, year and a half.
Right. You doing a lot of spots?
Yeah, it's like my second mic of the night.
Gotcha.
Nice.
What do you do for work?
I work at Macy's, just chilling.
Right. How was your
You work
Black
at
Friday?
Macy's just chilling?
Well, I work in the back, like stocking stuff, so I could play music a little bit, you know.
That's cool. You got to hook up on Ferragamos at all?
I don't have a hookup
No.
on
All
nothing.
right.
Yeah.
Ferragamos.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some $800 shoes out of the back of the Macy's thing. I'll compliment you more.
Why don't you give me a spot and I hook you
A
up?
I don't have spots.
Whoa. Man, ever since
I
you've
can
been...
get you a job at a donut shop. That's
yeah,
the
I was
spot.
gonna say, the mayor of Donut City over here.
Well, I don't understand. What do you mean a spot?
All
Like
of
I
a sudden
oh,
you-
you need a spot? Okay, where do you want a spot? You want the spot at the improv?
All of a sudden, Moshe's become the Willy Wonka of donuts over here. Everybody's like, I want the golden ticket.
Something else I was gonna. I forgot, but yeah.
You're at the weed shop. Is that true? You smoke a lot of weed?
Well, yeah, smoke some weed.
I love it.
It did really smelled like a dispensary the second you walked on stage. Like, it really just reeked of like some sort of a kush
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Did you smoke right before you came up here?
Nah, like maybe an hour ago.
You smoked before.
I love these guys that never smoke pot are like, it's an hour ago. Oh, he just smoked pot. Everybody else is like, oh, just smoked pot means like in the last 10 minutes, basically. Like, there's a weird comedian. All right, I guess I don't mean to start a rally or anything. Jesus.
Not to say that you don't do well or you didn't do well, but like, do you get high before every set? Being a year and a half in, I mean, it's a very difficult time for a comic because you're finding out about yourself.
Yeah.
You're really trying to get comfortable. Some people think that marijuana makes it easier, but really, when you're first starting off and you're getting up, this many people, it's like to kind of like go up clear-headed. Like, do you do that or?
And I also, and if I can jump on that, agreeing with it, and also saying I think where it affects people the most is in exactly what we were talking about with timing. I think I've noticed that, because I am a pot-smoking comedian that does this like every night and smokes pot and measures out how far away from my set I want to smoke it, depending on the show and who's on it and where my spot is. But
the math is never right still, Tony. You never know. Sometimes you have a joint an hour before a show and it fucks you up.
Oh, sure. Right.
It's honestly something that I used to do, but then I have stopped, and then I'll once in a while do it. It does fuck up your timing, though.
Yeah.
Don't they say taking a shot or something? Isn't that nice? I've never been on stage high or drunk ever.
Really?
Yeah, no, never.
Not at all.
Not at all.
You never had a drink and then went on stage.
I stopped doing drugs and drinking when I was 15.
Wow.
So I went to rehab. I have a lot of problems. If Stevie Blue Eyes is still here, I could use some help with. No, but so I just don't relate to the relationship between being on stage and drinking.
Well, how is it? How far before a set do you cut yourself?
Like about 7 inches. Like about 7 inches. That's about
right. You cut the clit.
I cut the clit. I cut that guy's girlfriend's clit. But I feel like it would be nice to be able to take a drink and like be loose. But am I wrong?
It goes both ways. It really depends because
Look at Ohio. We had our host in Ohio, a guy that was supposed
that
to.
guy's not really. That was a fucking. That never happens.
Well,
ever.
exactly.
That was
we
a
had
fucking joke.
We had a guy who was supposed to be our host of our show in Ohio who ate too much weed, and then when we were supposed to start the show, we're like, "Where the fuck is he?" He got in his car and drove away in fear because he started tripping out.
By the way, I love that we're like talking about like addiction and the relationship of weed to the performer. You've never answered whether you get high a lot or not. He hasn't answered your original question. Do you?
Do I smoke weed a lot? Yes.
No, before you go on stage.
Before you go on
You go on stage high a lot?
It doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, I smoke weed.
Don't tell me if it matters, okay? We're telling you that it matters.
Okay, okay. Yes, I smoke weed when I get on stage.
Wow.
I'm very disappointed.
When you get on stage?
Oh no, not right now.
Right.
What I would say is just, I mean, because you did feel like you were rushing stuff. And I mean, when I smoke pot, I don't know about you guys in the audience, but sometimes, especially before a show, it just can really, you get inside your head, you get, you might fuck your jokes up, you might forget something, or you might speed it up.
It's one of those crazy things. Like, it's not, it'll throw you a little bit off. It's not going to wreck everything if you know what you're, if you know, like, what you're, depends on what you're doing. You know what I mean? If you're trying to riff it, sometimes it's the adverse effect to where you walk on fucking water sometimes while high or after having a drink or something. But everybody's different, and everybody's just wired completely differently.
It's just so interesting to hear you guys talk about this. I just feel so jealous of comedians that go up and they're high, because I remember when I used to get high, everything was funny. It just felt like light, and easy breezy. Yeah. And I'm clearly wrong, because I just have a relationship with it from when I was just a kid. But I just feel like, I could just riff. Everything could be just, I riff every new joke. And
never tried it?
If I didn't smoke pot,
I don't smoke at all. I just don't do anything.
But you don't think, like, because that was when you were 15, that grown up you could, like, maybe have a puff of a joint. And
this is where Brian breaks people's sobriety. Are you sure you don't just want a little bit of this heroin that I'm cooking?
No, it's like after this conversation, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe you're right, Brian. And then like 3 years later, you take my name out of the bucket. Oh, here's an old friend.
Fuck, that's hilarious. Darren, anything else? What's the craziest thing that you've Googled porn-wise? Searched porn-wise. Craziest thing, craziest porn that you've watched.
Craziest porn
that you've finished to. How about that?
Damn, man, you just changed questions all throughout this shit. All right, the craziest porn that I finished to, because I got to change so many pornos because I can't finish the one. Probably black dudes fucking little white girls.
Little
Dudes,
white
multiple
girl?
dudes.
Blacken. Blacken is actually what it's called. It's called blacken.
Yeah, he said
No,
little
it's
white
called,
girls. It's like it's
There's a few
basically
guys out here that know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of people want to admit it.
Blacken?
The second I said it's called blacken.
I love that
guy
show. CBS,
immediately-
Thursday
he
nights.
looked at me and went, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, blacken.
yeah.
You ever see Tushy? That's
This-
ass sex between black and white girls.
Yeah.
hey, I got a
This guy.
I
loves
got
it.
I got a porn question.
Yeah.
What's gayer? Jerking off to gay porn to completion, or making out with a man?
Both.
And out with a man.
Making out with a man, you say?
Yeah.
What do you think, Tony?
Because at least you can like imagine that guy's really just got a really ugly vagina that you're.
Yeah, I'd have to go with making out with a man. There's something about finishing to two guys butt fucking that seems a little bit gayer. I mean,
Wait, I think finishing.
Wait, you're saying jerking off to the gay porn is gayer?
wait, what was the? Wasn't that the question?
What's gayer? Jerking off to gay porn to completion, or making out with a real man?
How long's the makeout? Because we're going to completion with the jerk off. So how long's the makeout? Are we talking about fucking
To completion. You make out to completion.
make out with a man until you come?
I think making out with a dude is one of the most masculine shit you can do.
I
That's
didn't
what
say
think.
kiss. Hey, but
That's
I
what
didn't
think. I
kiss.
swear to
You know
God.
what?
I didn't say
I'm the
masculine
same
or
guy
feminine.
here.
I didn't say masculine or feminine.
It's a
Those
draw
are not-
because every time I've made out with a man, I've jerked off to completion. So
I thought you were going to say you've made out to gay porn, which is a nice image of you like looking over his shoulder as you kind of boredly make out. I'm like, honey.
I love it. Darren Davis.
Good job, man.
So great to
job,
see
buddy.
you again.
Great
There he
job.
goes. He's on Twitter at King D City, all one word. King D City. Guys, this is the part of the show where we bring up our one regular. This one person doesn't even have to sign up for the bucket. She doesn't even get pulled out of the bucket. She has an automatic spot because she gets built week after week here with a brand new 60 seconds. It's her spot. This week is no different. Put your hands together for it. It's the Kill Tony regular, the one and only Melissa Esslinger, everybody.
Growing up on a military base is like growing up with a PSA as your nanny. I grew up on a military base where they made their own commercials because they weren't allowed to advertise overseas. And we had things like squeakers, the safety hamster, and it always goes so much better when I write. Yeah, so I went to school on a military base when George W. Bush was president. Somebody clapped. And in 6th grade, we went on a field trip to the movie theater to see Harry Potter. The nanny was George Bush or the nanny's boss was George Bush at the time. All right, I thought that was funny. That's it.
58 seconds of thunder and lightning from Melissa Esslinger. What are you saying there? George W. Bush, I don't think we know what you were saying.
I was confused the whole
Keep
time.
going. Explain it to us like you're not trying to do a joke.
Well,
George W. Bush, what? Start
so
from there.
I've been thinking about how, like, growing up on a military, I've been realizing that, like, I was, like, softly brainwashed growing up. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait a second, I lived on a military base from 2000 to 2008. I don't know how much Bush actually had to do with anything that I was growing up with, but he was technically in charge of the government when I was growing up. And I don't know, he's kind of silly.
That's one word for him. The Iraqi people are like, he is a silly person.
Yeah.
I guess I would describe him as silly man.
Brings our land much giggles.
Your nervousness has calmed down a lot. This is the least shaky that I've seen you.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, this is a vast improvement
That's
over
cool.
the past 7 or 8 weeks.
Because I actually had a thought about your nervousness while you were up there. I was aroused.
It works.
No, first of all, I think it's bold of you to come up here wearing Stevie Blue Eye's outfit. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself, like, wow, this person is so nervous, like you'll never shake it. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad
Yeah,
way, actually.
right.
Like, you're going to get to this phase where I feel like I'm guessing you're
Yep.
going to like sink into it, and it's going to become part of your persona on stage. Like,
Totally.
the nervousness isn't going away, and so you shouldn't even try to fight against it. You should try to like kind of try to embrace it. I almost feel like.
I agree. And, it definitely, what's interesting is, this was a tough week as far as, obviously, your jokes working. But what, but what stood out, which is just as important, because we've had 2 regulars on this show before, and we've seen them, we saw them over 2 years try this minute thing every week, and sometimes not only would they not get laughs on their jokes, but they also wouldn't even be able to break the ice like you were able to do on both This Thing Goes Easier When I Write. You broke the room, and you broke it on his laugh with your nervousness, like, oh, that guy laughed. Like, that's amazing, and it's
Right.
different, and nobody else is like that, so I completely agree.
But the joke, though, we have to get down to the meat of the joke. The joke was just that you think that Bush was your boss, or that brainwashed you? That was the funny part? Or like
You grew up on a military base, so they were telling you that George Bush is a good person the entire time.
Well, I mean, not directly, but of course, that's you
Right.
can't disrespect the
There's
president.
pictures of him hanging up.
Everywhere you go, in
Right.
school, in the store, in the
Right.
grocery store,
Uh-huh.
the gas station.
And how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel like reading books upside down.
I think
See what happens when
No.
I don't just answer right away?
And this is what, when you're writing, this is what you have to ask yourself. That's what you're saying things, you're explaining it.
Yeah.
And you just have to keep asking yourself questions about it.
Yeah.
How does it make me feel? What did that look like? What did that smell like? Whatever. I mean, you just got to get into it. That's what writing is. It's not
Yeah.
some magical thing where your hand's moving on paper and you're just writing about different things. You have to get into it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to do. Bill Burr just doesn't wake up and just starts fucking every single thing he writes is brilliant. He writes a lot of stuff about a single topic, and he keeps asking himself. And it's what everybody does. I'm just saying Bill Burr is a human being that is flesh, just like anybody.
Not my Billy.
But it's working at chipping away at that thing.
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself,
Yeah.
what is it about the military base that people should know, and just how it made you feel.
Yeah.
You don't need to pander to you don't need to make a George W. Bush joke just because that's easy.
Right.
George W. Bush is the least interesting part of you living
Yeah.
on a military base. So don't try to take an easy way out. You know what I mean? You don't have to pander for these morons. They're going to stay along with you somehow. They did the entire show. You guys have been a great audience, and then so it's like you could let it rip, and you could take note from a lot of the people that were up here tonight about that whole timing, cadence, take your time thing. Because you sit on your beats with that nervous energy, you're unstoppable.
That's funny.
And if it's half cooked, don't say it on stage, because it seemed like that whole story just was like a half cooked idea with no tags or
If
jokes.
it's half cooked and that's all that you have, you can absolutely say it on stage. You're trying to write a new 60 seconds every week, and we're here to help you.
Thank you.
And it's not going to be easy, but
I
don't-
say if it's half cooked, say half of the joke and then abandon it.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
I mean, writing on stage is something that's hard to do. Not everyone can do it. I've done it a few times where I had an idea, tried to do it on stage, and it worked. But 99% of those times it didn't work, and then I had to bail on that and go to something that did. It seemed like it was kind of like you're trying to figure out what was funny, or
But she doesn't
and it
ever
just
get
became
to bail out.
confusing.
She doesn't get to bail out.
Well,
and
that's
do
why you have to
something
do
that
mics
works.
all week. You have to practice this joke twice
Right.
before you take it to Kill
Have you been
Tony.
doing other mics?
Not this past weekend.
But you
I
have to be at
Yeah, you
least
have to
going
be.
up
Yeah.
2 or 4
Oh.
times, because
Important.
that seemed
I
like
was-
something that you wrote down on a napkin and just tried to.
Whoa,
First
Brian's going to
break.
beat you after
Let me
this,
just-
Melissa. Brian is going to beat you with his microphone.
Hey, Stevie Blue Eyes, get back here!
Get over here, Stevie.
Finger this woman's clit!
This is the first break that I've taken since I started 6
What-
months. And it was only for
There
like
are
a
no
few
breaks.
days.
What do you
There's
do?
no
I was
breaks.
writing the whole
I
time,
It's
see.
but I
the
wasn't
easiest
going up.
job you'll ever attempt at having in your
course.
entire life. So there's
No, I just mean like I didn't get up while I was out of town because of.
Sure.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I mean,
Yeah,
hey, come
sure.
on.
Yeah, I didn't take a break for the first 7 years, but yeah, you should
I'm
take breaks. Absolutely.
sorry.
It's probably
I
good
used to
for
take
you.
breaks like
I
a
didn't
motherfucker.
completely break. I was writing. I
No, I'm
cleaned
kidding.
my car.
It's okay.
Oh, you cleaned your car?
That was a.
So why didn't you talk about that?
I should have.
What was that like?
Oh my god.
Because you seem like you're a little fucking sloppy troll. Am I right?
You're gonna be such a good father, Tony.
Go clean your car, you sloppy troll.
It was bad. It was bad.
What was the creepiest thing that you found in your dirty car?
Creepiest?
Yeah.
I don't know about creepiest, but
Was it
I mean there was there was
looking back in the names to find the one that slept in his
there
van?
was I had to peel a granola bar off of a T-shirt.
That's pretty gross.
Oh, I guess the worst part was I did find a wrapper from an ice cream bar that I had when I moved to LA.
That's funny.
Which is like 6 months ago, so that's
Something about like something blah 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 back before I stopped eating ice cream, blah blah blah, eating disorder, blah blah blah, LA, something like that. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
What who are your favorite comedians?
I mean, I have a lot of favorite comedians.
Like who do you like?
Yeah, who do you
I mean,
like? Who do you like
we
look up
already
to?
I look up to Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Mark Maron, Dave Chappelle.
So okay, so like I'm thinking like, does the nervous thing make sense to you? Because like you're never gonna be Bill Burr, right?
Right.
And obviously I'm not saying comedically. I'm saying like the way Bill's energy is, like
Right.
he's swinging for the fences. He's a
Yeah.
fucking brash, confident
Yeah.
kind of asshole. That's just never gonna be you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like Maria Bamford and people like that, Kirsten Shaw, people like that, like people that take their kind of jittery energy and hone it into a comedic voice. I think
Yeah.
that's what it's either gonna be quit or that. Those
Yeah.
are the two kind of things. I don't see you becoming like, Sebastian. You know what I mean?
There's a comedian out of San Francisco named Jesse Elias. I'd like you to watch him.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just- he's
Jesse Elias.
extremely great writer, but he's so nervous on stage. He doesn't even make eye contact with the audience. And
He's
he
so
looks-
nervous he has Asperger's.
It was a tough one.
does
To,
he?
it's-
Oh, he does? All right, never mind.
He's so nervous.
Do you have
It's
Asperger's? Clinical.
I hope not.
This
All
is
right,
always
well,
going to be
I'm
hard.
sorry.
It's very hard to write and
No,
perform.
but you're
a brand-
right. Jesse's a good example.
Yeah.
Very hard to write and perform a brand new minute every single week, and sometimes it's going to be a little bit harder than other times. And keep working. You got to hit those mics in the middle of the week.
Yep.
Melissa Esslinger, everybody.
Yeah.
She's on Twitter at Melissa Esslinger. Ryan J. Ebelt drew tonight's episode. Here it is, right here. This is what it looks like. Wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. That's very efficient. Nailed it. Ryan J. Ebelt at Ryan J. Ebelt. Go to ryanjebelt.com and buy a print. You know the dates, December 9th through the 12th.
San Francisco Punchline. Come see me December 9th through the 12th. San Francisco Punchline, my home club. If you're a San Francisco listener,
Adam
come fuck with
Meyers.
me.
December 14th in the Lyric Theater. We'll also be at Bonnaroo this year.
Whoa!
We'll be at the Maui Comedy Festival. It's going to be all over. Outside Land. It's going to be a good year, guys.
Yeah.
Live audience, thank you so much. Make some noise for yourself. Prove to the podcast listeners that you exist. You did it. That's another episode of Kill Tony. Thank you.
See ya.
Pictures.